Learn in this episode of AI Dev Tools about building AI systems that deliver speed and scale without forfeiting human. And joining us today is Tejasvi, who's an award-winning technology leader whose groundbreaking innovations in cloud-native architecture, privacy engineering, and human-centered AI have powered enterprise systems used by millions. Her pioneering contributions span critical sectors from government procurement to media platforms, with several of her designs forming the technical foundation of patent filing and large-scale global deployments that drive significant impact across lives and revenue. Recognized not only for her engineering excellence, but also as a thought leader in responsible AI, Tejasvi stands at the forefront of shaping the future of intelligent, ethical systems. Hi, Tejasvi, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Simon. That was a wonderful introduction. So, I'm Tejasvi Nutlapati, and I'm a lead software development engineer at Amazon. I'm here to talk about a shift that's happening in AI system design, one that centers not just around efficiency, but around human agency. As AI capabilities scale, the real challenge is how do we ensure humans remain in charge without losing the power of automation? That's what we'll unpack in today's presentation. We're at a crossroads at tech where AI is no longer experimental, it's in production, from finance to healthcare and to retail. It's driving decisions daily, but too often these systems operate like black boxes, fast but unaccountable. The result appears as efficiency goes up, but trust drops. And that's dangerous in critical decision systems. So let's uncover more on that point. Today, I'll walk you through four architectural patterns that flip that script, making AI not a replacement but a collaborator. These patterns have shown up to a 40% boost in decision quality while protecting human oversight. These are the four principles I'll unpack today. Tiered autonomy frameworks. Second one is the transparency by design. Third, human in the loop feedback. Fourth, adaptive oversight systems. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're implementation ready, measurable, and proven across domains like radiology, fraud detection, and supply chain automation. Not all tasks need or deserve full automation. Tiered autonomy is about calibrating control based on the risk and complexity. If you look at the pyramid, low risk tasks, let's automate it like 90%. How about medium risk tasks? Use partial automation with human sign off. High stakes, keep it 100% human controlled. For example, in a recent diagnostic imaging system that I've studied about is the human authority on critical findings, but let the AI handle repetitive scans. That essentially led to a 35% increase in productivity and fewer errors. Trust begins with visibility, and that happens on three levels. Model level, what data was used and what are its limits. Second is at the decision level. Why did the system recommend this action? And third, at the process level, where and how AI is being used in the bigger picture. Companies like Salesforce, Microsoft, and Google now require these forms of explainability before deploying models at scale. In my research of multiple papers based on deployment efficiencies, this reduced misuse by up to 45%. That's not just massive, but impressive. This is essentially about building a feedback loop, not a handoff, and not take human out of the equation. So here's how it works in the human in the loop feedback systems. AI makes a prediction, human reviews and adjusts if needed. System learns from that correction. Recent studies suggest that this loop has cut improvement cycles by 25%, especially in fast changing fields like fraud detection, where, for example, Stripe and Klarna actively leverage human input to recalibrate models in near real time. Adaptive oversight systems. Scaling oversight doesn't mean scaling your team one on one. Adaptive systems use confidence thresholds, explainability layers, and internal AI monitors to handle 10 times more decisions with only 2 times more human effort. Netflix uses this in content recommendations, and Amazon in supply chain routing, where flagging only uncertain or high impact decisions for human review. And because debugging is faster with layered explainability, issues are caught 50% sooner. So if you're building systems today, here are the three patterns to take back. Confidence thresholds, where automate routing based on model certainty. Meta oversight, where you use AI to audit other AIs. Model guided escalation, route disagreements through protocols that blend logic with human judgment. These aren't just practices, best practices. They're building blocks for safe, scalable AI. The outcomes the world seeing today is astronomical, and this gets better each day with each evolving model that's hitting the market. 40% boost in decision quality, 45% reduction in misuse, 25% faster model improvement, and 50% quicker debugging time. These aren't just numbers, they're proof that hybrid systems work when designed around collaboration, not control loss. So this is a case study about healthcare decision support. So one of my favorite examples from radiology is from radiology. The challenge was that radiologists needed AI support but didn't want to lose final control. So the researchers implemented a tiered autonomy system with 100% human sign off on critical findings. The results are impressive. 35% more productivity, 28% fewer diagnostic errors, and 90% of radiologists reported higher trust in the system. That's what success looks like. AI that enhances and enriches experience, not replacing human judgment. So, if you were to take away three things from my presentation today, those would be summarized as: first, AI is a partner, not a replacement. Second, transparency builds trust. Thirdly, scalability comes from collaboration, not just automation. On a final note, design your systems to respect human agency, where you will not only move faster, you will move smarter. Thank you.
How do you really end up defining decision quality, and especially how do you measure a 40% improvement?
That's a good question, Simon. So, we define decision quality as the effectiveness, accuracy, and content relevance of an AI supported decision. It includes metrics like precision, recall, override rates, and post decision success rates. In healthcare and financial systems, for example, we observed up to a 40% improvement in outcomes by comparing human only decisions with human plus AI collaboration models. For example, radiology systems that I just mentioned, integrating tiered autonomy frameworks showed a measurable reduction in diagnostic errors while improving overall throughput.
Now that's very interesting. But Tejasvi, isn't human in the loop going to slow things down, especially at scale?
Not if it's implemented with confidence-based routing. The goal is to let AI handle high-confidence, low-risk decisions autonomously, and route only ambiguous or high-risk tasks to humans. Companies like Stripe use this to manage fraud detection in real time without overwhelming reviewers. We have seen systems scale up to 10 times in decision volume with only 2 times increase in human effort, using escalation paths and feedback loops effectively.
Wow, it's good to know that Stripe was able to achieve all this with all these practices. And Tejasvi, can these design patterns be applied in real-time systems like fraud detection or supply chains alert? I know you have shared it, but I would love to know more about it.
Yes, real time systems benefit immensely from tiered autonomy and adaptive oversight. For example, Klarna and Stripe, I just mentioned about, use layered AI workflows to instantly approve or flag transactions which might be fraudulent. And Miask, the world's largest shipping company, for example, implements adaptive oversight in logistics to escalate only non standard supply chain events to human operators. So these frameworks don't slow things down, they increase responsiveness and accuracy.
Wow. But Tejasvi, as the reality is, we humans are biased anyway. So how do we end up ensuring that this human feedback isn't introducing impact to the system, which I believe it may happen in many of the occasions.
That's right. You definitely can't remove the bias from humans, right? So we just implement proper mechanisms to kind of solve for that problem. So human feedback must be curated with the same care as training data while we're training the models and everything, right? So we employ techniques like rotating human reviewers, sampling for inconsistency, using AI for meta oversight. So companies like OpenAI already do this in their reinforcement learning from human feedback processes. So, to ensure the human layer strengthens model alignment without reinforcing unintentional bias into the models.
Wow. And are these patterns domain specific by any chance, or they can be generalized?
That's a great question. So they are domain agnostic, to be honest, and the same four design patterns apply across sectors. Only the risk thresholds and human intervention criteria, like we have seen implementations across healthcare for diagnostic support, and for retail for product recommendations, finance for loan approval pipelines, logistics for supply chain resilience. So their adaptability is what makes them so powerful.
Wow. And since we all love DevOps, and more specifically, as we're moving into we have moved into this AI ecosystem, we have MLOps now. So how would you end up integrating these ideas into agile development cycle, or maybe even MLOps pipeline?
Yeah, that's a great evolution that's presently happening in the market. So treat feedback loops as explainability layers and escalate thresholds as modular services within your pipeline. So for example, I would say wrap interface APIs with explainability wrappers. So store overrides as structured training data. You essentially use CI/CD pipelines to validate model behavior changes before you deploying, like a pre-deployment step. So Google TFX, Netflix's Metaflow, and Spotify's Backstage all provide infrastructure to support this kind of hybrid intelligence integration within their modern MLOps workflows.
Wow, Tejasvi, I see we are just in about 11 minutes of this show, and you have shared already so much. Right. Thank you so much, Tejasvi, for your time and sharing your pearls of wisdom. It was an absolutely honor to host you. And thank you so much, everyone, for you tuned in. And we'll see you in the next episode of AI Dev Tools today. Thank you so much. Bye bye.